So yeah, this is just going to be not too long of a recording, but a little recording, you know, something like where I've been, what I've done, you know, to try and get out of where I've been and where I'm at. Most importantly, what I believe in, you know, in my life and the life of others, you know, all that I consider. So what matters to me is health and wellness for all. Knowing I can maybe help change things in the world if I change myself. Growing up, I learned boundaries. There's some stuff I considered a bit creepy in my life, which I had to get over later. You know, as much as that went on, which come back in flashbacks, I consider traumatic. You know, but growing up, I learned boundaries. Also learned boundaries through that, what I went through. You know, right at an early age, I learned them boundaries. I learned manners, laws, and about substances. You know, I had my own conceptions of all of this stuff, and I had to have substances when they came along. Unfortunately for me, when I was a very young age, growing up around it was normal to me. And then I got hold of it myself at the age of 7. I don't know if some of that was a contribution to other problems in my mental health, you know, deluded thinking. You know, so I suffered a brain of someone that is brain damaged from substance abuse, inhaling a fucking lot of gas. That a man, I would think, has some sort of effect on my brain. You know, stuff we're dealing with as substances are chemicals. They're not designed for your brain to tolerate, especially overdosing. And this is a great thing I do well as an addict, overdosing. You know, they don't, like with drink, they put the units on the side of a can for a reason. And the doctor will tell me once in a blue moon, you know, all this stuff I didn't listen to. It's crazy. I'm going off from where I was, you know. I'm going to take it back to while I was still younger. So I found them drugs at the age of 7, and I went on for a little while. A stop was put to that, and I got grounded, you know, like for what seemed like a year in my life. I became a person who learned to fix on other obsessions in that time and work on my manipulation to the point where I got released. And because I was driving my mum mad, and she said, you know, I've had enough of this, so for fuck's sake, go out, go and play with your mates. So that was me. I went back out there to the streets to cause more carnage because I couldn't really get away with it indoors. I became more violent, you know. I liked fighting as a kid, and I was one of them, I guess. You know, I didn't really like. No one likes taking a beating and, you know, losing. You know, we all, especially me as an addict, you know, I wanted to win, and it gave me more fuel for the fire to carry on. So like, you know, it's ridiculous. Like me laughing at the fact that the violence I had in myself, thinking it was funny as well. And with that, you know, I was thieving. I was nicking people's bikes off them, and you know, trying to nick motorbikes at garages and all sorts, and yeah, stupid things. I got badly behind in school, a year behind, where I was like, come to the point I was dyslexic, and I couldn't really mix properly with others. I was immature and deluded in my thinking, and I used to terrorise people. You know, I terrorised my friends I had, my classmates, and you know, especially girls. I terrorised them. Silly things like sticking my hand up the skirt, and you know, it's just I learned things with sex education a little bit too early, maybe in my life. I'm not too sure, but you know, my thinking around it at them ages was definitely not normal for someone of that age should have had. So yeah, I couldn't really mix properly with people because I was just an annoying little shit. um, I used to talk to myself in the head, and then out loud when alone, you know, to the point where I imagine sometimes that while I was around others, there's just more than me there, more than us, you know. And I'd be laughing at myself, and they'd be like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'm like, you know, not telling them what I'm laughing at, because I'm hearing things and seeing things that they're not fucking seeing or hearing, and I'm mental enough. I tell them that, you know. Yeah, they're gonna either take the piss out of me, or as I found out in later life, you know, I'm gonna get banged up by the white coats. So, yeah, I was odd, and I think likeable, but I was a pain in the arse, a real pain in the arse as a child. I had changed, you know. I had to go to a boarding school because I was behind my education, and there wasn't many people there, friends that I got to know, that actually let them know me, you know that secret stuff about me, you know. And then I was good at artwork and stuff, you know, obsessing over that sort of things, got my head in them things, and big karate and other bits and bobs for a while, and none of this stuff I actually considered as in like something I could do in my life, you know. And my family had a lot of problems, there's things going on with, you know, just how they are. See a lot of behaviours and things, and people not knowing how to express their feelings properly without it causing some sort of problem is a normality to me. And you know, there's always something going on. And you know, there was a time in life where it's like between my two parents, I played like piggy in the middle and learnt a lot more about manipulation and stuff. And then I was about 14 odd, drugs came along again, and I got caught. I had to move boarding houses in school with that, and I didn't get kicked out, so you know, I was lucky there. And it wasn't that long later, you know what I mean, that drink come along, and I was allowed to be drinking on school holidays, which I used to drink over in a country in the Mediterranean, because my dad used to work on Norway, like not far away from there. So he had so many amount of days in England and amount of money to have a long lease over in this country as well. So, you know, I was quite fortunate in that I was like able to travel a bit, but it kind of kept me isolated, you know, and in company of living around adults doing adult things, you know, me wanting to be an adult, and it's trapped between an adult and a child, you know, learning and living these bad ways of how I am, you know, like, and this manipulation, this piggy in the middle stuff. So, well, I used all this stuff to fuel the fire without being too violent, you know what I mean? It's more of the way that I learned how to play things and have a mask on my face. And, you know, it caught up with me eventually. It caught up with me. I got kicked out of school for being drunk. Got caught by the headmaster again. Only this time he just kind of laughed. Said, "Come on, son, you know, let's tea times, get you down there and get in your belly. No one else wanted to deal with me, and it was nearly at the end of my school year, and I was fortunate to get my grades. I had a good mum, no matter what problems she had, you know, she still jumped in that car. Took me 50 miles from where I lived, 50 miles back for it. The rest of my exams, you know, for me to get my grades. My dad started breaking up, and after that I kind of went right off the rails, you know. I was at house parties, I had a 3-bedroom house to myself. There's lots of different drugs that come along. Ecstasy, speed, cocaine, bloody, I don't know, puff, weed, drink. There was loads. I was mixing loads, doing what I could basically. But most of it I was just puffing and drinking, you know, and like on the come downs and that, I'd be sitting there with a can glued to my face here. My mates looking at me like I'm absolutely bonkers, you know, because it's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm a greedy fucker sucking on a can of gas. And that's, you know, right off the rails, these parties, and I put a lot of people together. There's some good things. I've got a couple of mates and that, you know, their relationships there, and they're still together now, which is nice to see. But, you know, I don't really have much to do with them now. Just my life is. So, these parties and that, you know, there's people around that time in the area did pirate radio. Yeah, I used to have a laugh, and my mates would bring decks round and stuff, and I love music, you know. I did music in school, and I used to do a little bit of rapping stuff for a laugh, you know, freestyle. I didn't really think much of it, but some of my mates said I was pretty good, and it's just a laugh to me, you know. So I didn't really consider that. I ended up badly dependent on weed, and it took me a while to get over that stuff, and I had a lot of mental abuse. Well, I moved around during this time in my life from other people in the family, Piggy in the middle stuff again, and all that. Just bloody, I was bullied basically, and I probably deserved it because of my attitude and how I was. You know, I was a kind of a bully myself, could be, and you know, I weren't really properly considerative of others or myself. I didn't really care where I was, or, you know, I weren't seeing past the end of my notes and think about anything or where I was going to end up in life. And I ended up moving country because of these people and place, and, you know, I wanted to escape. All the places I went to, a place where weed is considered legal, and over there I actually was a functioning addict, you know. Didn't really smoke that much, didn't drink that much, and it's mad because while I was there, you know, I was with someone that's kind of like me, but at the same time, you know, I don't know if they're worse than me or not, but, you know, all I know is they weren't mentally right, and they've been through physical abuse and that, and do you know what I mean? And I was kind of subjected to that stuff. You know, I went through a bit of physical abuse there for me not speaking up at the right times, and, you know, just not being able to look after myself, and, you know, because of my mental issues and their mental issues, and it was a clash of relationship which broke down. You know, I ended up with lots of jobs, lots of family. I lost a lot of friends over my using, thinking, acting, you know, my obsessions in life. Things I'm obsessed over, and not really. If there's anything I should be obsessed on, it's where I know how to get anywhere in life, and it took me a hell of a long time going through a lot of this stuff and that, and after that, when I come away from there, from that country, it's bloody. I've got other jobs, which are stupid jobs, that like in no way you can get sacked unless you're sitting on your arse doing sod all. But this is the type of jobs where it's just part of your life, and drink and drugs come with it. You do a good job, you get a good place where you go to, and you use a lot earn. You're going to come back home with a fat pay for the end of the week. And it just enabled me, just enabled me. And I had my affairs with bloody cocaine and stuff, and more speed, more weed, to the point where I nearly ended up bloody completely dependent on the stuff again. Relationships come, I weren't really considering like how I was around others, I was just partyhead again, and fuck everyone else, I'm happy. I'm lucky to be away from that country and all that shit, and I'm going to live my life happy. Regardless of how it affects people, I have women taken hostage, or people that want to party, and I'm going along with them, maybe enabling them worse. And so I had some mad bloody mad times, just crazy times, with my my affairs that I had with them type of drugs and drink again, and I got heavy into a relationship with someone else that I really loved them. I really loved them, and again, that their problems, and it didn't work out, and it broke my bloody heart. This relationship really done me in, like, and oh mate, things just went bad after that. Like at work, I'm trying to top myself at work with a jet wash gun and that, trying to blow my brains out of it. And the fact that I've got work boots on, if I took this work boot off and had just my sock and that, actually, but I wasn't thinking straight to figure that out. And I'm very lucky to be here. It's a dark place, and other drugs come along, crack and heroin, I've been ill on heroin a good few times. Well, I've had to detox. It's not good stuff. I don't know why I was doing the crack, because it just, in the end, the cocaine became expensive, and it weren't something I was doing which was going to give me any pleasure. Something which I don't even know what I was doing, because I was doing it and it was just, I weren't in the right frame of mind to be doing it, so as far as I was concerned, my business was finished with that. But still an idiot. I'm doing this stuff. So yeah, I'm very, very lucky that I haven't been dependent completely, like physically, to my body with these drugs. I've ended up losing my flat. I've been involved in this stuff, trying to get away from it, going back to it, having jobs, and just how I am as an actual person, how I am as an actual person, maladjusted to life, is like, it's taken me back to that stuff, taking me out out of other jobs I've actually tried to go for and keep myself presentable and like this well person. And you know, I'd struggles to be a normal person or to stop completely. I'd struggles to get help, you know, the right kind of help for mental health with doctors, you know, general practitioners. I've had problems because of like, my trying to go to work and trying to be presentable, and in the way I'm saying like I'm all right, you know, and really I should be saying I'm fucked, you know, fucking alarm bells are ringing, mate. I'm fucked. Well, I didn't, and I weren't honest. So, you know, I'd struggled to get help. This went on for ages, you know. I was in and out of work. I ain't gonna go on about jobs because I could probably fucking, you know what I mean? The amount of jobs I've had, different jobs. If I want to give you a fucking, I've got a CV that's like 3 pages, you know what I mean? And none of that helps. You know, none of that bloody helps me. Not really. Alright, there's some usage there, I suppose, but it's like, definitely helped me sometimes to keep me away from getting so low that I'd top myself, I'd say. But you give me a job and I'm not doing something that I want to do to change my life, and thinking that in a way of like, you know, when I started thinking like, I need help. I didn't know about recovery, you know, thank God I found recovery, but something hit me that I'm not mentally well, so I need to start considering looking at myself mentally. And you know, even during that time, it's like, it's crazy. I was around others and we were trying to be normal, whatever normal is for us to like have a bit of like mental issues, you know, a bit of a condition there which you're just trying to make the best out of. And there was a little while in from like 2016 odd to 2017 where I was trying to change because this stuff where this using and that was taking me, you know, being around people's houses and stuff where I've seen people nearly die in front of me, they should be dead, you know, and I don't mean that in an horrible way, just for the stupidity of the use. They should be dead, or positions they put themselves in, getting into debt with people that supply them, you know, and other things, people bloody threatening behaviour and stuff and that, got greed and, you know, around living in that, when it comes with that life of a trap, hanging around the streets there, it's a trap, you know, houses, flats that are a trap, and bloody, them drugs and that, you know, it's crazy. I'm lucky to be here, and I know quite a few people in one area that have died over them type of drugs alone. You know, not just the other substances of people that, you know, ended up dying and or through mental health dying. You know what I mean? This through not being able to think. You know, not being brought to that thought of considering their own mental health because they're just living in a way which is kind of like normal to them, or, you know, just so sick that there's this cloud on their head where they can't even think to be brought to that point of considering help. You know, it's kind of like how I felt. It's just a sick place, and I'll try to get out of it a few times and that, and people I lived around, you know, I mean, my mum, bless her, I ended up living with her, and she weren't well, and you know, she's pushed me to the point where I've hit her while being bloody sober, or damn near sober, because I had like one drink. You know what I mean? Which at the time did, you might as well have done nothing to me, because I had a bit of a tolerance, you know. It just, I ended up taking overdoses because I don't want to end up on the street. Tried to get work when I needed work, couldn't get work. I didn't really consider mental health, you know. I ended up getting banged up in Basel mental unit. Well, I found out, you know, these people are like me, but some of them bounce off the bloody walls, that's for sure. You know, they're like me, but they weren't like me. I could see similarities in like how they was, you know, in their condition that they have, which is making it illness. In like, no matter what condition they have, it comes the depression side of it, and in the way that it can affect people and make it an illness, you know. And there's a couple of people there I was close with. I weren't in there long. I was very lucky to get out of there. And the doctors didn't diagnose me as an addict in there, you know. Binge drinking, and do you know what I mean? Oh, there's just depression. It's a bit more than that. Put it in, you know, I'm saying I'm okay. The minute you turn around and you say to a doctor, oh, I'm okay, but blah, 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 this is what's been happening, it's, you're okay, and oh, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? Palming it off. I told them all the stuff and given them a proper story, sat there and made them listen to it. They're probably, I don't know what I'm diagnosed with, but all I know is, you know, I am not normal. And so I ended up moving out the area away from my mum, and considering my mental health was on the list for getting checked out and therapy things and stuff and all that lot and that. And during this time, I had kind of a lid on it quite a bit. You know, I was paying all the stuff I needed to pay in a place I was living. I was getting paid. I was looking after myself. I didn't have loads of money, but I had food and I had what I needed, and you know, I was able to get out once in a while and have a drink and that, you know, start to meet some new people. And I was mingling a little bit with people in the house that I lived with, and I didn't at first, you know, I kept myself to myself, and they kind of pulled me out of that. But something happened there with you know, one of the house members, which, you know, again, it's like, it's not a good thing. I did have a resentment over it, but at the end of the day, kind of like how I was, and might have a lot of bloody anger and God knows what there, you know what I mean? Yeah, just might have been where I was probably, I don't know. So, yeah, say bloody 6 years before that, or bloody, I don't know, 14 years before that, where them angry times you messed up in your head and you know, you messing with people. But, I don't know. So I went through something there that I got accused of, and I got away from there. Ended up back in my mum's. I nearly ended up bloody going homeless again, and nearly ended up getting banged up again. I tried to take another overdose, you know. I don't know what it is inside me. It don't take much to set it off, and it certainly don't take much for me to sit there and consider like my life how I am, as in, you know, maybe it's better off that I'm not here, which is a sad thing, you know, because I'm not such a bad person, and you know, I want to help people. I want to help people, but if I can't help myself first, how am I going to help people? If I don't do stuff like this I'm doing now, sharing this stuff, you know, no matter how some of it is like, it blocks me, stop for a second where I really have to think about what I'm saying, or, you know, I get the bloody depression and the anxiety and that. How in the bloody hell am I going to help people? You know, I'm not a bad person, like, Madge just, it's cuckoo, you know, it's bloody Looney Tunes, you know. I mean, for God's sake, I used to bloody create and, or I don't know, you know, seeing talks of things, and it's like, I'm far from that now, but I'm not well, you know, I'm not a well person, you know, and I don't like drama, so while I'm being trapped and stuck there, you know, I ended up back with my mum, and he ended up nutted off again, and that, it's like, I didn't know what to do. I phoned my dad, and then I didn't hear nothing from him for bloody days, you know, nothing was discussed, and not a recovery or any more help. It was just like, that was it, I've helped you once, get out of the area, and I'm not going to do it again, blah, blah, blah. This is serious stuff with the police, and your accusations, and whatever. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was totally written off, like completely. It's like, what was I going to do? So there was always things that I was kind of knew as more of a presence than myself. And then I started thinking, you know, I prayed to God at one point when I was younger, you know, but can I stay at my mates overnight? And it was like, it's just, you know, it was just, as my prayers were being turned into like miracles, you know. I was getting yeses from parents, and do you know what I mean? I was happy. Um, well, that's childish stuff, but I knew that prayer worked, and I was sitting there anyway. So I said this prayer, and this was like on the 25th of July 2017. So I've not long came out and nearly getting nutted off again from the hospital, and getting over like an overdose of loads of antidepressants, and you know, downing loads of drink and all that, like feeling proper shit, and rough guts and everything. And I get back to my mum's, and she's pouring me out drink, going, you know, I don't mind you having a drink, and if I fucks out, I'm sitting here with a shot glass on the table, you know, doing shots of rum. And what happens if I like that, and I decide, you know what, it's party time, and I go out there and I decide to drink half a bottle in one go again. You know, I could do that and probably stop, you know, because I'm not dependent on the stuff. But if I do that and I'm happy, you know, I'm acting like a dickhead. And for one, I'm drinking quickly around someone, and it's like, what are you doing to them? And at the same time, you know, for someone I'm sitting around that is very depressed, you know, it's a pain in the arse that they've got someone that's just switched from 0 to bloody 10 in what, 15, 20 minutes, you know. So she's trying to pour me this drink anyway. I'm like, I don't need this no more. You know, I'm done. I'm not well mentally. And I was happy, you know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to stop. And I was saying this prayer, you know, I need your help, whatever you are that's there. The God of whatever was there, Jesus, and you know, whatever's there that flows through this stuff, that does these little things. I see signs, and you know, it's more horrible, and you know, that might be in flow of like bloody all other spiritual prophets and things, you know, or whatever you are. I need your help. I'll put my foot first, you know, I'll walk out that door right now if I was going to be homeless, and I'll stay sober, but I need your help to stay sober, and I need your help. This is my last chance. I want to be in a place where I don't get involved in people like that no more, that put me in this situation, bringing me back to this stuff, or bringing me to places where I get accused, and you know, I just need a new life and a new place, people that are like me, people that want to help. Because when I was in this mental thing before, I moved away from the area before, and you know, I was actually helping people in there. There was a nurse that said to me, "Why are you in here?" And I looked at her and I laughed and I went, you know, well, if I weren't mental, I wouldn't be in here, would I? You know? And she said, "You're good with people. Do you ever think about this?" I thought, you know, there's an idea there. There's something maybe. And I understand people are not well. I'm not well. Um, so yeah, I was doing this prayer, and it was kind of like, which I found out after, you know, in reading the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you know, Bill's experience with something more than him. It was like, but it wasn't like that. There was light, sun. It was spitting with rain outside, and just a bit of light come through the window, and it was like I felt peace, proper peace again, and I just felt really happy. My mum, she couldn't really understand it. She was like, she didn't have a clue what was going on, why I was so happy, and she actually thought I was being sarcastic. I was actually on something, to be honest, you know. And I got a phone call about 2 hours later from my dad talking about rehab, and you know, just in these places that I see on the TV, and you know, in an area which I wanted to move to, probably for the wrong reasons, but you know, there was everything there that I needed. And I see this place one time walking down the high street because I was going for a job interview, which I didn't get. But walking through the city, you know, I see this place. I thought, I like it here. You know, this is a bit of me. It's got everything I need within walking distance. You know, so I got this phone call anyway from my dad, and it's completely out of the blue. It's like I burnt my bridges with him. I can only explain it as a miracle from God, you know. So I got put in touch with manager of a company that offers rehabilitation, housing after in an area that you know what I mean, and I had this chance to be around people that are like me, and you know, there's an opportunity there later to help others, and it's just a miracle, just a miracle. I can't explain it as anything other, you know. So I got into fellowship, and rehab changed my life on the 27th of July 2017, you know. And I turn up there, and the nurse asked me to put my hand out, and I'm not shaking and that, and she, you know, I said to her, well, you didn't want me to stop drinking. I tried to stop already a couple of days ago, but you said on the phone, don't stop. So, you know, I had a drink last night. She asked me how much, and I drank nothing. It was probably nearly 2 bottles, you know. Because I was a heavy drinker when I wanted, and it was a different drink, you know what I mean? I didn't really. It was a good last one, good last drink. That was like, I didn't get any issues with. There was no guilt there. Nothing, you know. This was like, don't know. I don't know what it was. But I hadn't had a drink like that for a long time, and it wasn't wanted. Wasn't wanted. There was something there that, you know, I wanted another one, but it was, I can't explain it, because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. And you know, so I got there and she couldn't believe it. I weren't shaking and that, and I didn't need no detox drugs to help me through detoxing. You know, there's a moulder man in my system which, you know, it's going to take a little while to clear up, and my brain and stuff to start functioning again properly, if they did, which I don't think they had properly. But, you know, in the day, for someone that's gone through what I've been through and did what I did, I'm not doing too bad. You know, I can't complain. So, yeah, I did 2 months in there. You know, I've done steps, and after that, you know, I was in dry housing, living in dry housing, and started working on my physical health a little bit again, going to the gym and stuff and that. And then about 5.5 months, I had to look after my nan with Alzheimer's for like 14 months. After that, I ended up volunteering at rehab, you know. So got me clean DBS and all that lot and that. I mean, that's what I mean. I was accused of things and other stuff and that. And I had some minor theft and stuff on there. I've got a clean DBS, so, which is a miracle for someone that's lived the life of an addict, you know what I mean? I mean, well, I don't know how the hell that's worked out. I mean, I've got an idea what's kept me in the good and removed me from being in places where I could have ended up with that. But do you know what I mean? There's something definitely more than me, I think, that's done that for me. So yeah, I volunteered at rehab, and then I worked, you know, for a homeless place. You know, it offers stuff for homeless and community support and that. You know, I did that for a while. Really work on myself properly. I got a job as a support worker with the rehab. You know, and then I ended up caring for my mum with Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's a nasty disease which she had near enough total paralysis, you know. She had a stoma bag, so it was lucky I didn't have to change her, because she ended up incontinent as well, being bed bound. You know, it's things I did which I did because I love her, and she's one of my own, so I'd look after her, but I should not have been there. Stuff I shouldn't have to do and see, you know, and I should not have to be putting up with her because of how she is. She's ill, and I thank God, and I thank Fellowship. It gives me a program. I thank mental health teams. They give me a place where I can find out and learn how to help myself, especially if I want to help others, you know. But me being there, what I was doing for my mum, there's no mental help I can really help her with when she's not in the right frame of mind. You know, I shouldn't even been there. And, you know, getting a bit emotional. Yeah, I just felt where I was just sitting. You know, so while doing all that stuff that I've done there, I was brushing over my steps. And in the time that I had from 2017, you know, I was learning what I could about other mental health conditions and, you know, seeing similarities and stuff and that. And I believe in something that's like could be mixed together, you know, as a group that's like kind of mixed together. It's a little bit more open, but, you know, at the same time anonymous, you know, kind of similarity thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm a member of a Facebook page that's kind of like similar sort of thing to that anyway. So, yeah, unity together is something I believe in, you know. All of us and stigma, all that stuff. So I was trying to learn all this stuff about other mental conditions. I slowly dropped out my basics and recovering while as a support worker and doing the stuff I was doing for my mum, you know. I tried to take on too much and slowly, you know, I dropped out my uni. I was sleeping a lot. I was battered mentally, you know. And I wasn't considering my recovery, so I dropped that stuff out and that. And do you know what I mean? And then service, it just caught up with me, and it was like I let people, places, and things start to look like a negative again, allowing old thinking and defects character come back to me, and I get lost. I felt low again, resulting in a major relapse. Over 24 fucking hours, a major fucking relapse. Because I wanted to kill myself. I went to this place to go and kill myself, you know, like there'd been a needle there or something. I was going to use it this time. And I was going to overdose. Because I was out on the street travelling and I felt like killing myself, you know, and that was kind of a way that would just stop me. I didn't want to go back to my mum's or come back to my place flipping out going, do you know what I mean? I didn't know what to do. I wasn't thinking right. So I ended up having this, which was a horrible bloody relapse over 24 hours. Only thing that saved me, apart from my having a belief in help and guidance from something more than me, you know. I had that thought in my head, how did I get here? Why shouldn't I be here? What will happen if I stay here while I was in relapse? And it's like, I'm powerless over my emotions. I'm powerless over my addiction, especially if I feed it in some way. It's, you know, that's, if it's acting out like an obsession, you know, I'm powerless. Suffer with this disease, it's, you know, threefold illness. And in my experience myself, I don't know, it started with a mental obsession, you know, and there's things, even thoughts and stuff, and that to me, releasing endorphins and that is, you like, it can create this allergy which creates more of a mental obsession to want more. or cloud my judgments when I'm happy and stuff and that, and it major drops to negatives, and it's hard for me to find a balance. And no matter how much I either believe in things I'm just kind of maladjusted, spiritually blind. Do you know what I mean? I'm a messed up person with mental health, and I'm powerless over that. I can even use that when I'm feeling not right. Is I'm powerless. And that's okay. I'm powerless. You know, I can brush it under the carpet. I can't do that because I'm a fucking mess. You know, I'm not physically in a bad place, but I'm a mess mentally. Really, when I think about it, you know. So, what I have to do now today is I think I'm powerless properly, you know, and I'm powerless over the damage that I've caused, even in relapse that I had, and not just to others, but I am powerless to what I've done to myself for not following what helps me in recovery and doing what was suggested one of the times, even after rehab, by another counsellor, and that was follow up on therapy and maybe other diagnoses if I do have any, you know. But, you know, I'm back on a program, doing a 12-step program, trying to find a solution, you know, one day at a time, trying to help others and that. If I can help others, I've got to learn how to help myself first, and it don't stop there for me. I have to try and find other things, work with mental health, you know. It's something in that as well that I believe in, that if there's more awareness in me sharing my stuff that I get from this with others, while getting help from them or finding help from them, and do you know what I mean? It's like there's more unity there, ending stigma and stuff like that. And, there's one thing is I'm just sick of how this fucking world is. I know I shouldn't say it like that, but as much as there's a lot of good out there, there is a hell of a lot of shit out there that goes on that I'm fucking sick of. And I ain't just talking about how COVID's affecting. I mean the stuff that's going to come up again, which is always happening while that stuff ain't going on. Do you know what I mean? Sick people out there, and I don't. It affects me because I care about things, and I can care about things to the point where it'll break me, where I don't care about things, and I don't want to be that person, you know. So it's all good me wanting to help people, but if I don't get help myself or self-care, then I end up dead nearly, or with a new sober date of the 1st of February 2021. And I feel like a bit of an idiot for that. It bothers me. It don't really bother me, because at the end of the day it's my journey. And why should I let that bother me? I mean, I wasn't physically dependent on it. Do you know what I mean? Alright, it's like I should consider my mental health a little bit more, and I do consider it. But I've been doing this so long, really, to bloody want to actually kill myself. I think I'll always find a way to not kill myself. I think what I should be doing is focusing on what I've got right here and now. And this stuff, you know, fellowship, unity, service, recovery. Because if I don't stay in the middle of that, I am completely knackered. You know, this stuff ain't a joke. If substances and obsessions and whatever over silly things don't kill you, you're thinking to kill you if you're mentally messed up as I am. You know? I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. And there's a lot of things that I didn't really consider. You know? Not really. I'm still learning. I'm grateful for that, really, that I'm still learning, because, you know, if I just sit here, I'm not learning anything. I'm not really in a good place, you know. I should be saying that I'm brilliant, but, you know, I'm not. I'm not exactly sad, and I'm not happy. You know, I'm kind of content. At times I'm not content. I'm powerless over my emotions. You know, I have to try and do me prayers for that stuff. And, you know, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going, because I don't, you know, I don't know where I'm going to end up. Be the places where I didn't want to go, or dead, and that's not where I want to be. There's another thing that I wanted to share with you. You know, is at meetings I go by the name of Will.I.Addict. You know, I joke about it. It's not like that's an ego thing. My name is Will. You know, I get called Will I am and whatever and that. My name's Will Smith, and joking things and that. Do you know what I mean? The bloody silly things that I could create or have done in my mind over that in the past. It's like, you know, so all Will.I.Addict is like, it's just, that's, it ain't like that for, not only just for a joke, do you know what I mean, at a meeting. It's my identification. It's who I am. I'm an addict, you know. And I'm not really a rapper at all. Sometimes I do the odd thing and that, and the mate said I could have done things in the past and whatever. So, you know, there's a wasted talent that I've you know, this one's not just for myself, you know, my younger self, you know. And the fact that when back then I was completely dependent on drugs and a mask for my emotions and actions, you know. This one's for anyone else that can relate to it or just likes to be a rhyme anyway, you know. So I came from a place where I lived around mad heads and addict, the obsession, greed, envy, lust, and addict. Music was amusing. I never really used it to express less of an addict. Now my brain has turned to a spastic. It took me years to change. Struggle and pain of them feelings like I was banded in chains, almost doing anything for the gain, some more drugs for the mood to change. Nowadays I sit and pray for a good day, not just for me, my mates and all the struggle that I've been in and around the deranged. One day at a time, I restrain, with God's way for a better place, having faith, and yeah, I've had a relapse, but I've been awake 2 months again today. So what matters to me is what I've been through in life, you know. I'm trying to change no matter what. Realising I'm powerless. Where it take me if I don't do this stuff, you know. Trying to help others, but in order for me to help others, I have to help myself first. You know, that's where I'm at. Continuing with hope, I guess. What matters to you? I'll leave it there.